Hey everyone, so I'm back, and this weekend we've got a really exciting fight coming up. I've been looking forward to this one for years, not just months, years, and that's going to make sense when I give you a little bit of the backstory. So it's Sonny Edwards, former world champion, against Yafai, Olympian and gold medalist. Now, the reason why this fight is so exciting, it's domestic dust up, which I always love. It's always great when two Brits get into the ring. You're always going to have a great fight, but it's more than that. There's real history behind this fight, and it's not one of those ones where you stick the guys in front of each other and they make out like they really hate each other when really they've kind of probably never met before. These guys really have got a lot of history, not necessarily hate each other, but there is genuine history there. Now, bit of backstory, I'm going to talk about both families, both from prolific boxing families. And what I mean by that, there's a bunch of brothers and they've all achieved so much in the sport already. I'm going to start with the Yafai family. Oldest brother, Cal Yafai, world champion as a pro, two-time Olympian. I believe he got a medal at one of those Olympics. Really smart fighter, really technical fighter. I actually used to train with him when he was up Sheffield, up GB, and I remember watching him always trying to pick stuff up because he was such a clever fighter. The middle brother, Gamal. Gamal could bang with both hands. Really entertaining. When you watch Gamal, you knew you were going to get a show. I believe he was European champion, but really funny guy. And yeah, like I said, when you watched him, you knew you was going to get a great show. Youngest brother, the man who is fighting on Saturday, Galal Yafai. Now, this guy, gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist, super impressive. And I always heard that Galal, the youngest brother, was the most talented and was the best out of the three. Now, out of the three is the one I know the least. I never saw him train, never trained with him. But he, like I said, he went on to win a gold medal at the Olympics, which is huge. And then as a pro, he's now 8-0. They've moved him pretty quickly. I think that's a combination of having confidence in him, and the fact that he's not a baby anymore. Now, that's the Yafai family. Going on to the Edwards family, two of them. The oldest brother, Charlie, again, I knew him because we used to box at a few of the same gyms. And what can I say about Charlie? He was always the fittest in the room, always the hardest worker in the room. As a pro, he went on to win a world title, been in some really amazing fights. And again, if you're looking to learn to box or you've got a kid and you want to teach them how to box, show them videos of Charlie Edwards. This guy is so textbook, so correct. So if you're trying to learn, he's a great one to watch. Really good balance and yeah, just very textbook and very correct. And then the man that's going to be on the ring in the ring on Saturday, Sonny Edwards. Now this guy, not like Charlie at all in any way, really. Their personality, but also their boxing. So where Charlie is textbook and correct, Sonny is anything but. He's kind of awkward and unconventional and extremely talented and does things that you can't really teach and wouldn't teach. I love watching him because, like I said, he does things that you can't teach and so talented and so clever, very slippery, almost impossible to hit. And as a pro, went on to win a world championship. Now, let me give you a bit of information in terms of the context of the two men fighting on Saturday. So Sonny and Galal. Now, they both box as amateurs. They boxed each other. Sonny won. So generally in the amateur scene, when you get two fighters that are the best in Britain and they have a box off, one of them wins, and then you kind of think, right, well, they're going to get picked for Olympics. For whatever reason, that didn't happen. Galal ended up getting picked for Olympics, and successfully because he went on to win gold. Now, obviously, that gold medal is like people stick around amateur for years and years and years, cycles and cycles to get their hands on that gold medal, or even just to go and participate in the Olympics. Now, Sani didn't go to Olympics, but he went on, turned pro, and won a world title, and became one of, if not the most dominant fighters in the country, and at that weight division in the world. Only losing to Bam Rodriguez, in my opinion, the future king in pound for pound boxing. So there's absolutely no shame in losing to him, and it was an amazing fight, really entertaining, and I think he kind of, even though he lost, it was like I think he would have come away with a lot more fans. So that's why this fight is so intriguing. You've got one man that went on to become Olympic champion, one man that went on to turn pro a little bit earlier, had to box on a load of small hall shows, kind of travelled all over the place to fight whoever and wherever, and went on to win a world title and did it the hard way. So I'm really, really excited, really excited. Now, you kind of got to say to yourself, okay, well, if you're looking at who to pick, well, what do you value more, an Olympic gold medal or a pro world title? You're going to struggle to find anyone other than me that values that Olympic gold medal more. But you can't deny that that professional experience is going to come in handy on Saturday. He's been in those big occasions, that fight with Chocolatito. He's travelled all over the place. But saying that, Yafai is kind of the unknown. Like I said, I've heard rumours about him being the best one out of all of the brothers. I've heard rumours about how talented he is. So I can't wait to see him get in there. I can't wait to see what he does against somebody who's been at that world title level for years now. Years. I'm really excited about it. Now, when you listen to the two men, they're very respectful about each other. They've shared hundreds of rounds sparring, which I don't. A lot of people are asking the question, that sparring that they've done, rounds and rounds and rounds of it, who is that going to benefit more? Really, I don't think it's going to benefit either man, because at the end of the day, sparring is sparring. Very different to fighting. They're both two very, very different types of fighters. Probably couldn't get more different. And again, that sparring was however long ago. You know, I think at the time, I'm guessing Yafai was still an amateur. I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't think it's going to play out and make much of a difference on fight night. But like I said, those two are very respectful about each other. The other brothers, not so much. Now, this is where it gets a bit more entertaining. Charlie and Cal, at one point it looked like they were possibly going to fight when Cal was a pro. He's retired now. And for whatever reason never happened. But those two have got a little bit of needle against each other. Gamal is hilarious. He kind of he he loves to kind of have a little bit of a go. So yeah, there's a bit of needle and a bit of ag between Charlie and the other brothers. But Sonny and Galao are very, like I said, very respectful of each other. Galao is quite softly spoken, sounds really smart when you listen to him speak. And Charlie, Sonny, in my opinion, is so good for boxing because you got to think these smaller weights, they have got to do so much more than the bigger weights to sell the fight. Even though, in my opinion, the smaller weights are so much more technically advanced. And I prefer watching them because you get a higher work rate and like I said, so much more technically advanced than a lot of the higher weights, especially heavyweight. But he sells the fight. He's a great talker. He's great for boxing. He's got his fingers in all the pies. He's managing. I'm not sure if he's coaching, but he's definitely managing. He might even be promoting. If he isn't already, then I'm sure he's going to be thinking about doing that in the future. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of history in this fight. I can't wait to see what happens. You could say that both men are taking a risk, but really I think it's perfect timing. Perfect timing. Like I said, Sonny lost to Bam. No shame in that. He had one fight after that, won. And then yeah, I think it's right timing. We're dying for it. We can't wait to see it. Finally, we get Yafai versus Edwards. And honestly, I'm kind of sitting on the fence because I don't know what to expect. Like I said, Sully's got that experience as a professional, but I feel like Galao could possibly be something special. Um, and I'm really intrigued by him. I'm really intrigued. So far, everything we've seen from him in the ring has been very, very impressive. He's extremely likable, like I said, when you listen to him talk. So I'm sitting on the fence with this one, I'm afraid, guys. But make sure you get on the zone and have a look. These domestic fights, they're always great, but this one is something special. Also, have a look at the promo. The promo, it gets you going. It makes you want to go for a run. It gives you a little bit of that history from both of the families, and just another one to tell you how prolific these brothers are. I remember Charlie and Sonny had a boxing ring in their front garden. In their front garden. As kids, young kids, they had a boxing ring in their front garden. You're not going to get many more dedicated than that. And the Yafai brothers, just between the three of them, I would love to know how many fights they have all had because it's got to be in the hundreds and hundreds. They trained at a famous gym in Birmingham. I'm pretty sure their coach was Frank O'Sullivan, a famous coach. If you know your amateur boxing, produced loads of champions. Um, this is a big one if you're really into your boxing. Make sure you tune in, have a look. It's going to be great.